Oh, yeah. Coming up next, that's right. We have the dope dad himself, Rico Lamitte, who looks like he has insulated himself from the internet blockade that was frequently his house. That's right. He can see all the little sound barriers up, so then that way he doesn't have to hear the BS from the internet gangbanging patrol. That's right. It is the dope dad himself, Rico Lamitte.
Thank you, Jason. I am in the new Blue Dream Studios that we call this place, whatever it is. I'm low on sleep, but I'm high on life. It's ready for Resurrection Sunday. Sunday. But anyways, political corruption. Let's talk about that. It comes in all forms, shapes, and sizes and colors. It happens on both sides of the aisle, whether the offender claims to be on team red or blue. It just so happens the case we're talking about today focuses on a Republican, and much like the case America's keyed into currently on a national level, as well as the many others are tuned in to individual one attempting to fight off all of those cases over the next several months. It's going to be a cold summer. Anyway, Rick Johnson. He served as chairman of Michigan's Medical Marijuana Licensing Board for 2 years. While in office, he routinely reviewed and approved applications to grow and sell cannabis for medical purposes until spring 2019. Prior to that, he served as a Republican state representative from 1999 to 2001 before elevating to House Speaker for 3 years from 2001 to 2004. Yesterday, the former regulator and conservative lawmaker pleaded guilty to federal charges that he received more than $110,000 in bribes while on the board in exchange for supporting companies seeking Michigan medical licenses. Johnson was charged along with 3 other defendants, John Delaley, a business owner charged for paying Johnson bribes, Brian Pierce and Vincent Brown, lobbyists charged with conspiracy to commit bribery. All 4 signed plea deals admitting to guilt on all charges. After leaving office, Johnson ran a Lansing-based lobbying firm, and for some reason, former Republican Governor Rick Snyder thought it'd be a great idea to appoint him as chair for the Michigan Marijuana Licensing Board from 2017 to 2019. The charges against all 4 defendants were announced by U.S. Attorney Mark Totten at a press conference near the Capitol in Lansing, where he said this: "At the heart of this corrupt scheme, outlining cash payments and other perks like private chartered flights, all were done through Delaley's companies. The investigation started in 2017 and spearheaded by the FBI, and at the presser, FBI Special Agent Jim Taraska thanked forensic accountants and computer forensic examiners who helped determine the money trail and digital evidence to support the charges. Per Politico, local officials have been charged with similar crimes from California to Massachusetts, and corruption allegations targeting state officials in Arkansas and Missouri have been swirling for years. All 4 defendants in this case pledged to cooperate with the ongoing investigation and are expected to be arraigned and have plea hearings in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Johnson and Delaley face a maximum of 10 years in prison and a fine of $250,000 each. And in his plea deal, Johnson agreed to forfeit the $110,000 in bribes in exchange for the U.S. Attorney's Office agreeing not to oppose his request for a reduction in an offense level, which would impact his sentencing. Pierce and Brown face a maximum of 5 years in prison and a fine of $250,000 each. Incumbent Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer abolished the medical marijuana board Johnson helmed in 2019, a few months after taking office, and put oversight of the industry inside a state agency. Well, I'll tell you what. We've been getting tips from several sources over the last year or so about all kinds of corruption going on in Michigan cannabis under both previous administration and the current. Personally, I don't know what the hell's going on up there, but I'm sure a certain conservative gentleman better known in the dirty mitten streets as White Gucci does. And all we can hope for is that the medical patients received their meds under Johnson's tenure and they got clean product and services they deserved. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street, and I'd love to hear from everybody else. What y'all think about this corruption going on in the FBI cracking the whip?